today we're at the P12 Films office because I'm doing a little interview for the Great Alaskan Race. Let's go.
Come on!
Any news from home? Pack the crate.
Sep, I say pack the crate!
So, as a representative for Siberian Husky enthusiasts and Northern breed enthusiasts on the internet, I can say that the community is so excited for this movie to come out. What made you sit down one day and say, like, I have to tell this story?
That's so exciting to hear. You know, I came across this story a friend of mine told me about and said, hey, I can't believe this story has not been made into the movie. You have dogs saving kids' lives. And so, you know, the more I dove into it and research and I mean, who doesn't love a good dog movie?
Right.
And then you tie in the true story piece of the puzzle and just the miracle of the whole piece of, you know, dogs traveling 700 miles through 80 below zero back in 1925. It's pretty remarkable that a crate of serum that had to be thawed out at each checkpoint made it through those kind of conditions, and when it arrived in Nome, it was still intact. They thawed it out and it worked, and the kids were saved. I immediately dove in and started writing, and you know, here we are today, the movie about to hit theaters. So,
What can you tell us about the dog that played Toto and Balto in the movie?
well, you know, one of the hardest things and challenges was to find the dogs for the movie. Most racing dogs today have more hound looking, they're a little smaller, and you know, I wanted like that 8 below element, like the cinematic dogs. And a lot of the racing dogs are not Malamutes. They have the Huskies, but they're a smaller build. And so that was a big challenge, finding the right dogs and the right dogs that look good on camera too. So.
And how would you say they're different then from the actual Iditarod sled dogs?
So the dogs we used were actual sled dogs. I mean, they were part of a touring service. You know, I needed dogs who were used to people, used to kids, used to people being around them. Where I think, you know, the Iditarod sled dogs, you're talking about like an NFL athlete. These dogs, for anybody out there saying dog sledding's bad for dogs and this, you know, my experience to this whole thing, and I'm by no means, I grew up in Texas and Oklahoma. I'm not I didn't grow up dog sledding. But in my experience and research through, I've talked to a ton of the Iditarod people. We have the Iditarod endorsing the film. And those dogs are extremely well taken care of. But they're also viewed as like an NFL athlete. I mean, they're born to do this. They're born to run. And when the first snowfall comes, they're howling. I mean, they're jumping up and down. I mean, they're like puppies when it snows. That's the biggest difference. And the dogs we used were, I would say, a little more like, not NFL athletes, maybe semi-pro. They could get done in the conditions, and they were great for the movie, and you know, I think they look beautiful on camera. When
I had gone dog sledding, the dogs were just like trying to get out there. They were just barking and howling, and then the moment you start moving, quiet.
It's quiet.
And that's the best part.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's like, you know, it's like being a coach of a football team, and you know, everybody wants to get in the ball game, but you can only have so many players at once. And so, because those dogs, they're jumping and going, me.
They love what they do.
Yeah.
Balto has gotten a lot of recognition over time. My dogs and I have actually visited the statue in Central Park. But what can you tell us about Toto and why is he so special to this movie?
Well, you know, when I began to dive into the facts of the story, Balto and Gunnar got most of the credit. Most of the mushers covered 50 to 120 miles max. Leonard Seppala covered 350 with a 12-year-old Husky. Togo was 12 years old. I kind of felt like they were kind of the forgotten heroes. Not to discredit any of the other mushers or any of the other dogs, because Balto was Seppala's dog. But Togo really was the backbone of the whole relay team and covered the hardest stretch. And so to me, I want to start a petition. There needs to be another statue put in Central Park of Togo.
You portray Leonard Seppala. How would you say your prep was different to play a real person versus a fictional character? Like, do you have more pressure, or do you feel more pressure to get it right?
You know, I don't know if it's so much pressure. I mean, to get the actual character right. I mean, there's pressure with any role you play. As the director, writer, and playing the main guy, I wanted to have an overall tone. I mean, first in the movie, I want to set up the culture. And if you've been to Alaska, you know what I'm talking about. But Alaska's Alaska, and there's no place like it. But there's also a native culture that I wanted to set up that is the backbone of the sport, is the backbone of Alaska, and just of Alaska in general. And so I also wanted to show, anytime I could show how small the dog team is compared to the environment they're traveling in, to me just makes it that much more heroic. And also just daunting, you know, when you look at 700 miles through that type of terrain, and you're talking about, I mean, the dog team looks this small when we're up high. These mountains are gigantic. Really showcasing the beauty of Alaska, but also the harshness of Alaska was very important. You know, taking on, I felt like through my development of this character, the research I've done, by the time it came time to shoot, I felt like I was in tune with who Sepala was. All the pressures in life that I think all of us can relate to, because, you know, even though it's a different form of pressure today, you know, we're also trying to do the same thing. You know, that's what I wanted to make the movie relatable to today's audience. The same worries that they go through back then, you know, we deal with today. And so I like watching people beat the odds.
Your character's daughter, Sepala's daughter in the movie, is played by your actual daughter.
The character of Sigrid is played by my little girl, Emma Grace. I was on the fence if I was going to use her. She'd never really done anything. I knew she had the personality for it. I knew she'd be comfortable with me, and I auditioned a lot of kids. But finally I was like, you know what, I wanted to have that experience with my own daughter. You know, she came in and she lit it up and had a blast, and, you know, she did great. I mean, she was amazing in the movie, and again, one of those things that I know, I mean, I already do look back on it and go, you know, what a blessing that was to be able to do that with my own child. I think really gave to the realness of, you know, our connection in the movie. I was afraid at some points of like, what if she gets up here and she's like, Daddy, I don't want to do that. But, you know, she had a blast, and we had a great time doing it.
How old was she when?
She was 7.5.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's excited for the movie to come out, and she's gonna come to the premiere.
Oh yeah, good.
She already picked out a dress.
She sounds like my hero.
Yeah.
This movie has done a lot of work with nonprofits. So can you talk a little bit more about that, and like why that's important to you?
You know, making the movies 50% of it, distributing the movies the other 50%. For me, in my career out here and in this industry making movies, you know, I decided to set out to launch my own distribution company, P12 Films. I wanted the company to reflect, you know, what kind of I live by, which is how we use the gifts we have in life to impact others in a positive way. You know, we take off the top before anybody recoups and any investors recoup. A portion of our distribution fees go to different nonprofits. We have a wide variety, and we pick 5 per movie, and we have animal rescue missions that are here in LA that are rescuing dogs, and the DTEC rescue mission, which, you know, are led by 2 amazing women. Hope is Alive, which is an addiction recovery program that I believe is doing things a little different and impacting people in you know, changing lives. I mean, reuniting families. We have the Champions Club, which is a, you know, special needs program. I have a huge heart for people with special needs, families with special needs. We have the Iditarod. We have a dog sledding program and a nonprofit called the Bear Grease out of Minnesota. It's important to find different, away from the dog sledding world, nonprofits that I believe are impacting in a positive way, and then also nonprofits in the dog sledding community. And these organizations, small, large, they're all impacting their communities, their states in a positive way. Sure, we want the movie to do well, and we want people to enjoy the movie and like the movie, but also know that by supporting the movie, you're also supporting these different nonprofits and helping us make a difference in other people's lives.
I've had 2 rescue dogs, and the reason I started my YouTube channel is because when I rescued my second dog, the whole place was all Huskies.
Oh,
and I was just like, my heart was broken because people don't know either how to handle them or take care of them or whatever, so it's kind of, I completely agree with you. It's been my mission.
I didn't really realize the overwhelming population. Like pit bulls is a big breed that's in shelters, and Huskies are too.
Yeah.
We're actually, the DD rescue mission, I mean, they went yesterday to rescue a husky that was in a pound. And we're working with the Iditarod and people in Colorado to find huskies, these huskies they're rescuing, find them homes in the climate that they thrive in.
Right.
And so potentially trying to find a husky that could be trained by someone who runs the Iditarod to eventually run the Iditarod.
Right, oh, that would be
So
so
to come
cool.
from being homeless to
Yeah.
running the Iditarod race would be a pretty
That's
powerful story.
amazing. Our second rescue, I wasn't sure how she was gonna do. She's very shy and nervous around people, but we put a harness on her, strapped her to my scooter, and she just ran.
Took off.
Yeah.
It's
She
just
just got it.
genetics, you know?
Yeah.
I wish that I had that same motivation
In life.
to take off and run.
Same, me too.
Yeah.
You have a dog.
I have a dog who's a wolf hybrid. His name's Ootek. He's right here.
Oh
Ootek,
my
come.
God.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Oh my
Speak.
God.
Speak.
I'm
Ootek.
not-
Speak.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a star in the movie. If you watch the movie,
I
you
thought
know,
so,
What's
actually.
interesting is the native culture, the Inupiaq and Inuit native culture. The death spirit is a wolf and a bear. You know, I wanted to kind of have this whole parallel of the death spirit tracking
Oh,
them
yeah.
and Sepala, and you know
It's
the whole.
like an ominous. Like,
Yeah,
feeling.
so you know, there's moments, and one of the things on the trail that if you read about it is the research is the hallucinations begin, and after being out there for so long.
Right, yeah.
And so there's moments where, you know, he looks and sees the wolf, but looks back and he's not there, and so you have the wolf tracking him, and so I tied in a whole storyline around Ootek and just the mythology behind the native culture that, you know, I think again just grounds it to its roots. The movie opens October 25th on 500 theaters nationwide. We're not making art house movies, but we're not making Avengers. You know, we're telling true stories, stories of hope, stories of true heroism. And, you know, I personally love these kinds of movies, and there's a niche for them. I think there should be more of them. And, you know, if these are the kind of movies you like, share, go see it, support it at the box office so we can continue to make these kinds of movies and bring more very impactful stories to a global audience.
It was fun, yeah. And I got to pet a really big dog. He's right there, look how cute. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new things every Wednesday. You can tap on that little circle with my face in it to subscribe. If you want to see my last video, you can go here. And if you want to check out our vlog channel, you can go down there. If you want to see more about Ryan, I'm going to put all the links to him in the description box below. And when can we see your movie?
The movie will be out October 25th, nationwide, 500 theaters. Hope you enjoy it.
It's going to be awesome. I'm going to see it for sure. Make sure you go check it out. I will put all the links in the description box below. And I'll see you guys next week. All right, it's been real. Bye.
Bye.